in an emotional affair, there's every possibility that you tell each other the best aspect of yourself, neglecting the other negative aspect of yourself. So it's not a real relationship. Hello everyone, welcome to Forge and Flourish. Together we forge, together we flourish. I remain your humble host, Bimbo Bello. On today's episode of Forge and Flourish, we're going to be talking about a very interesting yet important topic. Most of us are guilty of it. Yes, most of us are guilty. Most of us think it's nothing. Yet, it can develop into a full-blown issue that can affect our marriage and relationship. And what am I talking about? I'm talking about emotional affair. Emotional affair. Emotional affair is something that can be committed anywhere. It can happen anywhere. It can happen in a place of work. It can happen in church. It can happen in conferences. It can happen with our ex. It can happen with someone online that we've never even seen before. Yes. Emotional affair is not a physical affair, but it can actually graduate into a physical affair. You know, it comes subtle. It starts subtle, and before you know it, it becomes a full-blown relationship that you did not even envisage. So what is emotional affair? Emotional affair is simply a close, secretive, emotional connection with somebody that is outside your committed relationship and that mimics intimacy meant for your partner. Emotional affair is something that you don't start with the aim of having an affair. It just starts as just a close relationship, just a friend. Just say hi, just check on the person, and before you know it, it's becoming a stronghold. Now, emotional affair often involves some key factors. Now, once you see yourself acting in such manner, you should know that I think I need to step backward. What are the things that involves emotional affair? The first thing is sharing personal thoughts and feelings with someone other than your spouse or your partner. Most times when we think about some people as friends, before you know it, you start telling them your personal thoughts, you start telling them how you feel. Someone calls you and like, I'm not feeling fine, and this. Some people even talk about what is happening in the way they feel about their partners to the other person. Now, this can result into an emotional affair that can also result into a full-blown physical affair. Another thing to check is what? Hiding the relationship from your partner. Any relationship that you cannot beat your chest and tell your partner, this person is my friend, this person is my colleague, this person is this person is that. Once you start hiding a relationship from your partner, you should know that there's something about the relationship. So you should start cutting yourself some slack about your involvement with that person. One other thing to also checkmate that you can put a stop to is what? Is feeling emotionally dependent on the other person. Once you start feeling emotionally dependent on an outsider, somebody other than your partner, you should know that this thing is leading to an affair. It is an emotional affair. You feel emotionally connected to the person. Now, this emotional connection to the person can actually grow into a romantic relationship offline, because there's no physical connection, but it can actually result into a physical affair, just as I've said earlier. One more thing is comparing your partners to the person. Now, the person calls you, have you eaten? Have you slept? When did you wake up? Where are you going? And then you look at your partner just call you and like, are you awake? All right, have a blessed day. What comes to your mind is that the person cares more than my partner. Or maybe the person starts sensing your voice. Oh, your voice is somehow today. Are you sure you're okay? You start comparing them with your partner. Once you see yourself doing that with somebody that is not your partner, was of opposite sex, know that you're already committing emotional affair. Lastly is neglecting emotional intimacy with your spouse. Now, once you start enjoying the company of another person other than your partner, know that that relationship is not just an ordinary relationship. You enjoy intimacy with them, you like to hear their voice, you're concerned about their day-to-day activity just as much as they are also concerned about your day-to-day activity. They're the first person you want to talk to when you wake up in the morning, and the last person you want to talk to at night. And then you start neglecting your partner, you start neglecting your real spouse. You should know that emotional affair have started and is heading somewhere. Even without physical connection, even without physical contact, an emotional affair can actually hurt deeply. It can hurt the trust, it can damage relationship. So we might think it is nothing. After all, the person is not close by. After all, the person is not close to me, but it's actually causing some damages. And before you know it, you start getting angry, you start getting annoyed. Some things about your spouse no longer feel right because of who you're talking to. But one thing you should also know is that when you're having an emotional affair with somebody, the person will only tell you the best of themselves. You don't know every other thing. And in an emotional affair, there's every possibility that you tell each other the best aspect of yourself, neglecting the other negative aspect of yourself. So it's not a real relationship. So this is where we're going to stop today. In our next episode, we're going to talk about how to avoid emotional affair. Thank you. God bless you. See you next time.